All right, live on YouTube, live on TikTok. We're ready to go. CPI day, pretty volatile move. Obviously down into VWAP and our 200 EMA over here, and then we had a nice little reaction up. So kind of went in the pre-market plan, morning. I wanted to see what would happen if we came back down to this area, specifically fill 50% of this gap that was created on this CPI candle on the 5-minute chart. So we're going to see what happens if we get that. But yeah, I'm looking at hourly highs. Yesterday, if we look at the hourly chart here, our hourly low was resting right here. So in our bullish range, boom, our hourly low was resting right here. Basically went back into that daily gap right here, daily bullish gap, swept our hourly low, and then held and didn't break it. And now we've just been climbing ever since. So I think these hourly highs right here at that 7798 area are looking to get taken out today. At least that's what I'm seeing. So we'll see what we get. We're coming down into that wick that was off of CPI. So we'll see what kind of reaction we get from this. Also, 50% of that wick is right at, VWAP, 200 EMA and everything. So we'll see what we get. Quick selling though. Could be manipulation, so just being aware and watching that. How are you guys doing? How's your morning? What are you looking at? You looking longs, shorts? Curious to see if we take a new all-time high today. We made a higher low on the daily yesterday. Yeah. For sure. When we keep testing this, this daily gap right here. So daily chart, we're in, this is an insane bullish gap, 250 point bullish gap, but bullish gap. And like you said, we're seeing support out of that bullish gap. And on the 4-hour chart here, we also tested this bullish gap as well that remained untested, which is also rested in the daily gap. So we'll see what we get out of there. On the hourly, I don't really see any key zones besides potentially down here. 15-minute, we're kind of in the CPI wick right now. Same with on that 5-minute chart. So that's kind of my key zone that I'm watching. 50% of this wick. And potentially if we take the data low, could see a reaction. So I'm kind of bullish all day. And I don't know if that means, everyone else is bullish and we're about to get waxed by the bears again today. But that's what I'm seeing. I think this hourly high right here, so this 7798 area, I think that gets taken. So I think this gets taken. Potentially could see a run up to all-time highs, but I could also see just that hourly high get taken, and then we kind of go sideways, and then tomorrow's Asia session, we take that all-time high. So we're testing VWAP right now. And we got Bodie today. Full CPI day. It's giving us the good luck. All right. Okay. Yep. Good job. Buy limit at London, point of control target either that's 797 or new all-time high is what I'm thinking. Okay. I like it. This is VWAP. We just tested VWAP here, and we're at this huge wick from CPI right here. I marked out that wick with a midline on the box that I marked out that wick, and I'm looking to see what happens if we come down and test the 50% line of that, manipulation candle from CPI to see if we can potentially get, some support. I'm looking to target 7798 if I get a long setup or an entry signal. 7798 is what I'm looking at. Let's turn on our engulfing candles. So right here as well, previous resistance, now that we broke it, could turn support. So right up here, which also aligns with that midpoint. So a lot of things. Yeah, we're at VWAP. Potentially kind of an entry like this. It would be like a 1.5. I just would hate for it to get ran through the data lows. But I wouldn't be surprised if this creates support. So that's 7769.75. 50% of that wick that came down and tested 200 EMA. How do you use VWAP? I use VWAP as, a support level, or, if you break it, take trades off of it. I also use VWAP as a directional filter. So if we're above VWAP, I'm not really looking to take shorts. It's kind of like lets me know what the trend is, and it keeps me away from bad trades, like trying to short right at VWAP. I'd like to wait to see until it breaks VWAP, retest VWAP. So it's a directional filter and also a dynamic support and resistance level is how I use it. It's just another tool, It's not the end all be all, but it is another tool and another confluence while you're trading throughout the day. Appreciate the follow. I'm not taking this trade, but I am curious how this midpoint is going to react. We could run through it. I'm not sure. I haven't gotten an entry signal at it, but I'm curious how this midpoint is going to react. Tesla. Yeah, I don't trade options. One of my friends trades Tesla options though, which is a wild world. Those things are, if you can catch a move on Tesla options, it's insane. So kind of like a 1-to-1 midpoint up into potentially this untested bearish gap. Dang. Huge reaction here. Not huge, but decent reaction. Off that data wick midpoint. Potentially. That the wick midpoint right here holding, VWAP holding. Are we gonna see any sort of manipulation off of this though? I don't know. We got, you know, our opening range is about to close here. I've been trading for 3 years now. Well, 3 years coming up. In around like October, September, October area time. Brutal. Well, I didn't know what I was doing. I don't know if it's like I don't feel like I was wasting money, or like I feel like I just wasn't like doing anything. I don't know. It's so hard to explain. Like, what was your first year like? I'm like, well, there's some days like, you know, I kind of like had blow ups, and then some days like I did good. But honestly, like, I felt like I was just kind of floating around in nothing land, and I wasn't super like dedicated to learning or back testing. I just kind of was like there watching, not really knowing what's going on, confused the whole time. That's how my first year went. And then I started to kind of learn better on that second year, and then, you know, this past year has been like the ultimate like grind, understanding, back test, work, like fine tune everything, work on everything, dial everything in. So that first year though, I can't even like think. It's so boring. I mean, trading inherently is kind of boring. You know, you have a strategy, you follow your strategy, that's about it. So inherently it is kind of a boring, it's not as exciting as they make it seem in like movies or whatever. But I just remember that first year, and I traded options that first year, and I I don't know, I was just kind of doing whatever. I don't really even know what was going on. And maybe that's a common thing. I feel like the props weren't huge back then either, so I feel like it's different now. It's a lot more information out there, and it's more like mainstream, I guess you could say. So there's more things to do. Back like when I first started, there's only, a few people to follow. I don't know, and I feel like I was just like, I don't even know what I was doing. That's my best answer. Don't know what I was doing. Just trying to figure it out. But I know I enjoyed it, so I kept going and showing up. What's up, NDZ? I am looking for buys all day until we break below VWAP 200 EMA. I'm curious. Yeah, right. And we've tested discount. Well, no, I guess not yet on this pullback. We got our opening range. Lock that into place. NDZ though, that trade you took, that printed, that had to feel good. EMAs are just moving averages, so they take the average. So this EMA is the 200 EMA, so it takes the average of the past 200 candles and creates a line off of that. So as you can see here on that moving average, every time price tests it on the 5-minute chart specifically, we see reactions in price. So break above, retest, then it has a move, and then we tested it again here, has a nice little move. Tested it again here, has a nice move. So it's just a moving average. So it takes the average of the past, this one specifically, the 200 EMA, takes the average of the past 200 candles and creates that, line off it. You can also have the 20 EMA, 9 EMA. There's different things that you can use it for, but I like the 200 because I like a bigger sample size for my moving average. Dang. That midpoint. 8 EMA is solid for like entries. The midpoint. You just gotta trust your gut more. I mean, it was just a 1-to-1, but Preston, did you enter a trade at all down there? I had a limit set, yes. I should have followed suit. So if I entered now, what's this? 8 contracts. It's testing this bearish gap here now. If we can create this gap here, this bullish gap, that's going to be my entry. Oh, rejected through it. Eight contracts. Micros, minis, Preston. What was it? That's a send. That pop got sold into right at that bearish gap. Micro. What do you want me to look at? Tesla? I do not trade Tesla, but just for fun, I'll look at Tesla. Yeah, Tesla's dumping. Tesla's below VWAP. Okay. Wow, right, that bearish gap sold right into it. That was that, you know, that nice 1-to-1. Settle. Anchor period is session, high-low close divided by 3. at that opening range low again. Curious if it wants to take out this low. So people getting in early on this engulfing candle, take people out at that low, retest of the 200 EMA here, and then, you know, potential reaction. Damn, it was almost so good. So I feel like it's too good to be true. He was a 5-minute bearish engulf. It was almost so good. Okay. ES testing 200 EMA. So officially testing 200 EMA here. That'd be. Seven 0.7510. Held that opening range low again. Remaining patient. What time frame is good for VWAP retest? I only trade off of. I only scalp off the 5-minute. I used to trade a lot on the 1-minute chart. It wasn't for me. Moved too much. There were times where I would enter and get entered and exited in a trade within like the first 1 minute, and I don't know. I just didn't like the 1-minute chart. Too much happening. A lot of noise, don't like it. So I trade off of the 5-minute chart. And I like to look at the 1-hour chart for levels and zones, and I like to trade off the 5-minute chart. It's just slower, it helps me out. Just kind of chopping at this opening range low. So we had a pop into this bearish gap and then have since sold off. Tested the 200 EMA, but not a lot of strength. Volume is low right now, so we'll see what happens here. Stop loss under CPI wick, so I'm hoping we test the highs now. Yeah, you just want to see this 200 EMA hold. Why is this so slow? There we go. Dang. Curious if it wants to take that data low, Preston. Takes the data low, and then we move. So the only gap we've seen I'm waiting to see a reaction off of this area. So 200 EMA, waiting to see a reaction to the upside potentially. If we can get some sort of bullish gap or clear above, you know, this bearish engulfing right here, I want to look for longs up into these hourly highs. SPY has that previous day point of control untested down there. Curious if it's going to sell off down to that area. Should be wild. See if we get a reaction here. So again, you know, when you trade the 5-minute chart, there's a lot of waiting around. So we are waiting around. There's a break of our opening range, you know. Break of the opening range. SPY, you know, potentially sell off down into that previous day point of control. I just don't like opening range breaks into VWAP, or not VWAP, or 200 EMA. Especially we're in the support area from data down here. So we can get a gap and break back above VWAP. If we break above VWAP here with potentially a gap, longs, I want to look for longs into those hourly highs. What's NQ up to? NQ, huge reaction. We're not huge, but decent reaction there. One thing I want to see, if this candle, if we can display strongly through VWAP, leave behind a gap, I might look for longs. It's rejecting it. Yeah, I'm kind of flipping my mindset right now. I don't know, with the orb break, seven. I'm watching a break. So we have this bullish engulfing candle. I'm watching for that to break. So it already broke. I'm watching for it to hold. That's what the word I was looking for. Why is this so... Watching for this to hold. 7. So entry would be at 7768.25. Not entering. It closed right at it. I don't know. It's just tricky. We're at that 200 EMA. It's tricky. We're fighting. We're in between right now. VWAP, 200 EMA. So it's coming down here, seeing support, resistance up there. It's just fighting at that area. With the orb break, I don't know. We could see the sell-off down into, previous day point of control, which also lines up with today's low of day. So that's a possibility. Or this thing, we get a strong move up. I mean, on our hourly, this thing's looking pretty bullish. If I had to venture to guess here, swept these lows, tapped in a daily gap. You know, maybe it's just patience. I just got to be more patient. We're at 200 EMA. So don't force a short. I don't want to force a short right at the 200 EMA. That's against my rules. So I need, feels like a trap for both longs and shorts. Yeah. CPI day. It just, you know, we get so close to that hourly high, and then if we zoom over, like, look at all these stacked highs here. And yesterday we took out all the stacked lows. We took all the stacked lows yesterday. We took this low, retested a daily gap. I don't see why we wouldn't come up here and take all these stacked highs. That's my mind, like my mindset heading into this day and this, you know, everything. Is we already took all the lows, so there's all those stacked lows. Once again, if we look back. If we look back here, all these stacked lows. In this low right here. Took that out, tapped the daily gap, and now we have all these stacked highs. It just feels like these want to get taken out. And yes, we had this strong reaction right here on the hourly, but and potential what is it, CRT, where we swept the high, closed back within the low. But we're getting another one here potentially. Yeah, I'm trusting my gut. I don't want to flip bearish yet. I don't. I want to stick with yeah. Just feels like those highs are it. I mean, this is like, you know, we can speculate all we want, but this is sideways. I mean, this, what are you supposed to do with this? Like, NQ sideways. ES at least moving somewhat, but generally sideways as well. Here we go, we're starting to move. Starting to move. That's good displacement back above VWAP there. Rejected it. Dang. This week has been just something else. I do. Live trade every day, 9:30 to 11:30 Eastern. On TikTok and on YouTube. All for free. This is very sideways price action. I know this is tricky. We're holding our 200 EMA though, but it's in between VWAP and 200 EMA. There's nothing, I really want to do right now. Anytime we break the orb down into a strong support like the 200 EMA, generally it's a fake out, especially with the VWAP down at the orb low as well. Generally a fake out. So right now I'm watching for, displacement to the upside and then target those hourly highs. But that's harder than, I don't know. It's looking like it's very difficult for ES to do right now. Shaking my leg. Settled. Sideways, sideways, sideways. When will you enter? When I get an entry signal. There's no, I don't know, there's no real distribution anywhere right now. It's just very like sideways, a lot of wicks in both directions. Sells get bought up, buys get sold into. There's no real sign of strength on either end. So I'm just waiting for that. I'm waiting for a signal of strength on either end. And it's just all about patience. Like, this thing could still run down, manipulate, take out data lows. And then we have this, like, you know, nice displacement to the upside, leaving behind a gap. Then it tests the gap, and then we run to the highs. Like, you know, I'm just remaining patient because this could easily, you know, I could enter here and be like, all right, we're above VWAP. I could enter here, but then it just immediately sells off, sweeps data lows, sweeps all these lows, and then it rips to the upside. So I'm waiting until I can see clear strength on one side. Like right here, you know, sure, we're moving up right here. And like, this is actually a decent candle. We're starting to see decent candles here, but these candles are going up to VWAP and then we're wicking to the downside and then wicking to the downside. I'm not going to try to go long in any of that. I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait till I see clear displacement. Then I'm going to enter long. Like right now, we're starting to see some good action. Forget to check the YouTube live. Good walkthrough game plan. Yeah, that's just kind of, that's what I'm looking at. And, you know, this is the boring side of trading. It's just a lot of waiting around. But, you know, when you don't wait around and you're, you know, eager to enter a trade, then then you get stopped out. And then you wonder why you got stopped out. And you're like, well, I probably shouldn't have entered there. So we're waiting. We're waiting, and if we get our signal, we're going long. 7798, that's our target for today. And then, you know, potentially hold runners into all-time highs. I mean, I'm going to be honest. Okay, CPI was at forecast for everything, which just keeps rejecting. There's just no clear direction. Like, we see these moves and then they just get sold into, and there's no clear, you know, idea or example of what's happening. I've traded every day this week. We're red right now. What was it? One missed trade on ES on Monday, if I remember correctly how this all went down. One missed trade on Monday on ES, and then I got a break-even trade on NQ. And then yesterday I was trying to long on ES in this gap right here after we, you know, broke back above our 200 EMA. I was trying to long ES in this gap right here, and I ended up taking the loss, and then we just sold off all day, which I didn't really expect. And I think a lot of other people were taking longs yesterday and got stopped out. But yeah, I've traded every day this week. We're currently red on the week, but that's okay. We'll see what we can. Oh, see right there. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah. Classic. Classic. I knew something like that was going to happen. I'm like, this is just sideways, way too sideways. Boom, manipulates down, takes out our data low, which, I was thinking that could potentially happen. Now we'll see if we get any sort of, movement off of that sweep. Yeah, it's insane. But there goes data low, so we're going to mark that out. My Discord saying there was a Trump post or you had tweeted something. Yeah, looks like some news regarding the conflict. Which this could be open season for longs. Good break even exit, Preston, by the way. We have this bullish engulfing on the 5 minute that we broke. I'm not going to take that. But we keep breaking the opening range. You know, that's one retest, broke again. Like maybe it does want to sell. But we just took data lows, which doesn't have me. My stop loss right on our data low. Yeah. I think a lot of other people's were as well, Wendy. There's probably a lot of people watching that level. And then, of course, you know, off of heavy news, boom, manipulate down. Oh, your TP. Oh, so yeah, way to go then. Did you take it off this bearish gap? Dang. This is a 5-minute chart on NQ, and that is horrendous. There's nothing happening. Goodness. $7773.50. I like it. Starting to see reaction from buyers here. Kind of what we did yesterday, yeah. And then it just sold off, you know, forever and a half. It's like sideways, 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 and then sold off. But I just feel like, and maybe I'm just lost in my own head here, but I just feel like took all these lows yesterday, strong sell-off all day yesterday, boom, took out a bunch of these lows, tapped into the daily gap again, and now we showed support off of that. Potential 1 hour CRT happening here as well. So right here, potential 1 hour CRT. Yeah. I am convinced, though, we take 7798. I don't know. I'm just so convinced that we're going to take 7798 today. Maybe I'm just too wrapped into my head, but I just feel like that is that's where we want to go. Starting to see a move. $15-minute hammer candle. Yeah. Just had a 5-minute bullish engulfing as well, print. Took out data lows, strong volume. Potentially should have just taken it off that bullish engulfing, but we're remaining patient. Want to see a bullish gap, take it in the gap. Target hourly highs. All right, let's see what we get. If this can push potentially above here, that'd be nice. It'd be nice to see that. There we go. Potential gap right here, 7774. If we can hold, you can move up and hold. I mean, even better if we can break this high, even better. Entry will be at that gap. If we get it kind of fat risk, but here we are, living our life. But here we are, trading, living. All right, as we're here, watching this, okay, another 15-minute opening range break reversal model. So yes, we broke the opening range low, but we broke the opening range low right into the 200 EMA and VWAP. Then we came down and swept data lows off of CPI, which is a strong data low. Then we get, information released by our president that then has another manipulation down. Strong move up, back, break above 200 EMA, potential bullish gap created in here. That will be our long zone. If this is created, long zone right here, targeting those hourly highs. If we get this, but yeah, there goes our gap. Sayonara. Sideways, sideways, sideways. There's just nothing happening. All right, I'll be back. I gotta let my dog out real quick. We're kind of sideways right now, so it's a good time to just walk away for a second. We'll see what happens when we get back. back. Once again, sideways. Nothing has happened. We've just been trading sideways this entire session pretty much. We're giving it another, 30 minutes. If we don't get an entry signal, we're done for the day. It could just be sideways for the rest of the session. Might see a move, later in the day, but giving it, till what's that? Yeah, 11:30 Eastern. And then we're calling it. So we'll see. So fantasy football, yeah. Do you trade in the evenings or nights, even after 11:30? During New York session, I'll be open to placing a trade, in like the afternoon. So like 1:30, 2:30, 3:30, etc. I don't really trade Asia session. I look at it. I want to start trading it more because I feel like there are some good opportunities in Asia session, but I just have not been one to trade it very much. So pretty much just New York session and like right around till that 11:30 a.m. noon, Eastern is what I like to trade. But, there is like lately, especially, yeah, New York AM has been patched for sure. I don't know. And then, you look back at like some of the overnight session and it just feels like it just moves consistently in a direction. And then, you go to New York and like as we approach New York session, it's just absolute chaos. Like this is chaos right here. But we look at previous, price action over here. Yes, it's sideways as well, but then you have a good move here, support like these candles. When you get like good price action candles, I don't know, there's movement off of them. But like here, the risk is insane. The manipulation is insane. I don't know. It's tricky. But when you trade during the day and you and then I make like content and everything off of it. And then by the time like Asia session rolls around, like going back to, my desk and trading more, that's a lot. But I like look at it on my phone all the time. I just want to maybe start taking trades that way. I don't know. But anyway, New York session has been tough lately. And then every time I look at Asia session, I'm like, dang, look at all this opportunity in here. So do we just think it's over for the bulls here? Like, they've tried to push this thing up. Right, same. And I like time to relax. Yeah, I'm thinking, like, have we just given up on the idea that bulls will take control of this market? Because every time we've popped up here, we have sold. It's the same thing as yesterday. Every time we popped, we've sold. So if we create this bearish gap right here, like, I don't know. Is it open season? Like, do we just... retest former all-time highs? You saying down here on ES? That, 700 area? Can't short until we get out of this range. I mean, NQ is holding VWAP. We did that yesterday, though. We did that yesterday. Like, even like this potential bearish gap here. It looks weak anyway. Right at the 200 EMA, trying to short as every time we test the 200 EMA, we see a pop. Yeah. $7648.75. 7694.50. Am I crazy here? Did I mark it at the wrong? My previous all-time highs are 7694.50. Right here. High 7694.75, I guess it would be. .75. Anyway. The faintest of bearish gaps right there. $7768.25. So is it a bad idea to try to long this? Because I want to long this so bad. I took a loss yesterday trying to long as well. If we get above this, I don't know. Am I crazy? Middle of the range. No touch area. No touchy. No touchy. Well, I like playing with fire, so. Take me to the promised land. Hold until it shows direction. Yeah. I mean, we created this bearish gap right here. We disrespect it. At the 200 EMA. Takes one Trump post. He's limited one post a day. So it's over. It's over. I don't have to worry about that. Fast pose. Is that a thing? Is that an actual thing? No. No. What? What does that even mean? How early do you get the information? Yeah, it's a thing. Dang. Is it 100K a year, a month? What are we talking about here? Prob a month. That's fucking insane. 100K a month? For Trump. High frequency trading firms are paying 60,000 to 100,000 for a month. More than 10 customers have signed up. API service. Goodness. Settle. 100K a month. That's crazy. I did not know that. Because it makes sense, but dang. Yeah, no, for sure not. I won't even mention that on stream. Might get a community ban or community strike. Definitely not a thing. Everyone's very ethical around here. We all play by the rules, you know? I've been active every day. And I'm red for the week, so I guess that'll explain it, but yeah. It's Monday. Monday I got break even on a nice NQ trade. And then once I got break even, I walked away. I gotta maybe not do that as much. Because like right after I got break even, another setup happened, and I should have taken it. And then yesterday I tried longs in right when I entered long. So like created a bullish gap. We were seeing some good movement. Right when I entered long, literally that was the candle that started the just sideways action for like 2 hours, and then we just dumped. feel like we always kind of sell off before CPI. Everyone's just trying to get a deal, I guess. They were paid for that 100K data package. They knew what was going to happen. So how early did they get this information? I want to know. My dog is not excited that he's sitting up here trading with me. He's like, can we play fetch or something? Why are you sitting here watching candles? He's been pacing all morning. Yeah, we cut the walk short to watch CPI, which was kind of uneventful. Fetch is better than this PA, for sure. Yeah. We're giving it, what do we got? 20 more minutes. Yeah, same. Same. I feel like that always happens. You're like, like I'm done. And then like literally 30 minutes later, like at like noon Eastern, it's just going to have like beautiful displacement, pull back, you know, continuation, you know, or like to the downside or whatever. It's just something's going to happen, as it always does. Ugh. I feel like CPI is generally a choppy New York session. I feel like we never really get any moves. I feel like it's just kind of, the move happens, you know, in like pre-market, and then it's a quick shift down into like back into like where, you know, the fair value of the session is, and then we just go sideways. And then like maybe at end of day we'll see a spike or whatever, but then it's like Asia session, the next session, it's like crazy move into like the target that you wanted, you know. Like during Asia session, it's just gonna, I'm feeling like it's just gonna go sideways, and then next session, you know, Asia's gonna open up and we're just gonna rip to our hourly highs. And I'm not trying to manifest that. I want this to work out. Seeing some movement. Everyone relax. No panicking. No panicking. No panicking. No panic. No panicking. I'm doing it. If we could get above, this bearish engulfing, goodness. Some anxiety on before wanting to take a trade here. Look at that, and rejects right off that gap. I want to long. Perfect time to panic. What a quote. I'm going, if I do take a long, I think it's just going to be half risk. Like, I don't trust this. I just feel like my idea going into today was I wanted to see longs into those hourly highs. So I'm just going to kind of stick with my idea. If I get an entry, well, we're rejecting this bearish gap pretty hard. Yeah. Tested that bearish gap, rejected off of it. What does this want to do? All right, we got to send in a strongly worded email into ES, into the S&P 500, the CME group. Is gold moving? I guess everything's kind of sideways. .30 move expansion off this sideways price action. Is that even possible? It's amazing that we just sit here and just stare at days like this. Builds discipline though. True. Amazing that we just sit here and stare at these candles for 3 hours a day. We're just watching candles move around. What are you doing? Apologize for any weird noises coming from the puppy down here. He's got a wild hair. He's chewing a rubber bone thing and he's got a bit of a wild hair right now. He's also pissed about this price action. He's like, yo, this sucks. I wish you could see what he's doing right now. Yeah. Dang. Maybe it was the cells. I don't know, we're kind of held below VWAP. But who knows? This is insane. Yeah, I know. Well, you know, I just didn't want to short. I don't know. I just didn't want to short this. But maybe it was shorts all day. It's just been, every time we've tapped that 200 EMA, it's just a lot of support down there. Right in this area. Like, I assume that's where our point of control is. Yeah. Like, all session, this has been a key area. Getting off, nothing will happen in 4 minutes. You never know. We could, in a 4-minute candle, absolutely rip. You never know. But yeah, this is looking like a no trade day. I mean, we gave it a good effort though. We were here. We were trying. We had this 5-minute bearish gap. That's the only, imbalance we created in the market today. Other than that, it has been sideways. NQ, also same kind of setup. Had a bearish gap there, but the rest of the day, sideways. Just not much to go off of, not much to do. What does our glorious 1 minute look like? One-minute chart's crazy. my goodness, it's happening. It's happening. It's happening. 7767.50. Entering long there. 7767.50. Stop below lows. All right, I'm long. Off this broken bearish engulfing right here. Broken bearish engulfing. Oops. I could have just gotten suckered into a shit trade, but here we are. So what is that? 7756.50. 56.25. We should put it at that. Okay. We'll take initial profits at 15-minute opening range midpoint if we get there. Don't follow suit. Good luck, bro. Don't follow me on this. This is half risk. This is half risk. $7767.50. That's right. No. We got the green line. I think we head down. Yeah. Well, I think we head up. All right, I gotta step away for a second. Send me good vibes on this trade. I need good vibes sent my way. Well, I just got excited. I got excited. Probably not the best trade. I wanted to provide some entertainment for everyone, though. It's always for you guys. %50 of this wick, though. If we believe in rejection blocks, excuse me. Oh. Preston, you trade props, right? I think you trade props, right? Yeah, you're trying to pass evals. Yeah. I got I don't know, Top One reached out to me to be an affiliate, and I haven't really used them before. I was wondering if you have used Top One at all, or even heard of them. But they reached out to me and gave me a code and everything. I was just cruising through their website and everything, and they have like their instant fundeds are super cheap, is what I noticed. No, Top One. I use props as well. I just have yet to trade with Top One, and they asked if I wanted to be an affiliate, and I was like, ah, sure. But like, I'm not gonna post anything about them or my code until I use them. And I was just curious what you thought about them. I was looking at they're like they have like $100 instant fundeds, like a 25K $100 instant funded. I was like, huh. That if you just like you can base hit your way to like $1,000 payout, which is their max payout, but you avoid the eval process. But like other than that, I thought their rules were pretty similar to everything else. I think so. I don't know. It literally happened like yesterday. Oh, I have not used them. I've only used Apex. Okay. I'm not a. I don't really use Apex. I've used like for the longest time. Um, I was loyal to Top Step for the longest time, and then I moved to Alpha for a while. Um, and now like I pretty much exclusively use Lucid. Um, which shout out Lucid. I think they're fabulous. Um, but now with like I don't know, the top one reached out to me, so I think I'm gonna buy a stack of top ones. I'm gonna see what what their I like Lucid a lot. I mean, it's like generally everything is like all pretty much the same. If you're using like, I swear, if you're doing like 50Ks, like there is like a general bucket where everything kind of sits and rules might fluctuate a little bit, but it's like all generally the same. And all you want is just reputable, like you just want to be able to get like payouts. You want to know that if you are eligible for a payout, you get the payout. And Lucid's like really really good at that and quick payouts too, so I like them. I've been kind of exclusively using them ever since you know I was Top Step for a while, but then they had issues with their platform, so I started using Alpha and Tradeovate, and then Alpha had some issues, so then I was like, all right, I'm just going to be using Lucid, and now I've been on Lucid for a while and I like them. But I'm going to try out Top One. I'll let you know how it is. But yeah, they asked if I wanted to be an affiliate, so I was like, okay. But obviously, I'm going to try them out before I post anything about them. But I was just looking at their instant funded accounts, and they have the cheapest. Yeah, no copy trading. They have the cheapest. What's it called? Instant funded accounts. Like, and I was looking at that, and I was thinking that if you were like a true beginner, um, like you could buy. So their 25K instant funded is like $100. You could buy if you're a beginner, and this doesn't, if you're literally just starting, buy that 25K instant funded and like literally risk 50 to 100 to try to make like 150 200, like try to just get those slow base hits. And like when you're a beginner, like taking it slow I think works better anyway. So, and people preach all the time to like full port evals, but I think when you're a beginner, full porting evals, it just isn't smart. So like I was just thinking about it. If you got the instant funded and just slowly built up your instant funded and like worked really hard to manage your risk and not blow it, theoretically you could get prove to yourself that you can trade. Then you get that max $1,000 payout, and then you put that into like evals, and then now that you know how to trade and you know your percentages and stuff, then you throw it in evals, and then you do, you try to get a stack of like, a couple evals. I don't know. I was just looking at all their stuff. And it doesn't look bad. But like no one really talks about them. So I was like, no one's really talking about this firm. Everyone's always talks about Lucid, Apex, Alpha, Top Step's kind of fallen off. But everyone talks about the big like firms, and no one's really talking about Top One. So I was curious if anyone has traded with them or used them or has any idea about it. Is that like Trade Sinker? I don't like Apex because I can't copy trade through TradingView. I have to use a third party copier. I haven't even looked into it, but I know that like on here, so if we wanted to go to trade with your broker, if I use Tradeovate for like my fundeds, does it cost money out of my pocket to be able to get Tradeovate like on, you know, my trading view? I assume it does. Or does like the prop firm pay for it? Dang. Single account by account. Okay. Do they have a software? Like, huh. Group trade. Interesting. Because like I want my executions on TradingView because like now with live streaming and everything, I want executions and P&L on here for you guys to see. And like I think there's a way where I can use, TikTok's like screen recording to potentially get my P&L like on my screen, but then it just gets cluttered. So I don't know. I want to like somehow. Same. I'm too used to TradingView, which is my own fault. And like I can use Tradeovate. Like I use Tradeovate all the time, and I get Tradeovate. But like I want my broker and fundeds connected to my TradingView because that's what I'm like always pulling up my phone and looking at stuff. And like I want to be able to like make quick trades on my phone. I want it like synced up with my TradingView. I'm gonna look into that more. But like I also don't want to spend like another $50 a month on like some software that's connected with my TradingView to be able to do that. Like that is also something that I'm not super into. Like I just want the prop firms to it be included somehow. But that might be me just asking for too much. So we ask AI. You can connect them directly to TradingView and place trades on your TradingView charts. Log into Tradeovate using the credentials your prop gave you. Go to Settings, Add-ons, TradingView, and activate TradingView Access. TradingView at the bottom, select Tradeovate, choose Demo rather than Live for most accounts. Log in with Tradeovate credentials applied by the prop firm. Once connected, TradingView should give you an account drop-down where you can switch to. Oh. Depends on the prop firm. Tradeovate itself provide the integration at no additional cost. So you don't have to spend. Also, the market data needs. TradeAwait's group trade feature does not work inside TradingView, so that's what you struggle with. If you're talking specifically about one account, it's easy to trade off of. So you have to get an extended. What about like trades? But like with Trade Syncer, can you add Trade Syncer to TradingView, or no? Want multiple funded TradeAwait accounts from TradingView. That's the idea. Don't you still have to go through a broker? So TradeSyncer is a cloud-based trade copier. One account is your leader, then TradeSyncer automatically mirrors its orders to your other connected funded accounts. Yep, that is supported through TradeAwait. Okay. And yes, you can still execute from TradingView. TradingView is connected to TradeAwait leader account to TradeSyncer to all your other funded accounts. So the one connected account, so your account in TradeSyncer, right, so I think, I don't know, I see people like post all the time with their TradeSyncer. So in TradeSyncer, you have one account that's your leader, and then it connects, and you can pick which accounts you want to connect to that leader. That one account that's your leader, that is then, you then connect that into your TradingView. So now that your leader account from TradeSyncer is connected to your TradingView, everything that you trade off of on TradingView will be connected to your, other funded bucket in TradeSyncer. That is what is. I think that's what we figured it out, though. We figured it out. I think that is the process. So you place a trade on NQ on your one account that's your leader on TradeSyncer. TradeSyncer reads that, and then it's boom, connected to your umbrella. Bada bing, bada boom. Bada bing, bada freaking boom. Bada bing, bada boom. TradeSyncer. 10 accounts, 50 per month, 20 accounts, 100 per month. For TradeSyncer? Hot damn. See, I knew there's always something, something's gonna cost you. Yeah. On chat, GPT is saying basic is up to 20 accounts, but 2 connections, which I assume the connections are the different prop firms. 20 total accounts. The $100 is 4 connections, so 4 different firms. Up to 80 accounts. Is that even possible to have freaking 80 accounts? And then there's Flex, which is unlimited. think there's cheaper options, but like, do you want to go with a cheaper option? Sitting here, penny pinching on like, but then you blow an account because it doesn't freaking work. That would piss me off. Bada bing, bada boom. There was, I forgot when it was, but like a couple weeks ago, there was like a tweet candle, and like I was seeing videos of people posting like they literally lost like their entire like buffer, all their accounts, everything blown in like a second. I couldn't imagine that. I don't know. I might crash out. Like you just lose like literally you had like you were close to payouts on everything. You had this buffer built. Boom, boom, boom. You had like all your fundeds. You were in a nice trade, and then it just goes, phew, and just the slippage just blows all your accounts. That would be terrible. I literally just bought the stack on Friday when it's my first day using them. So sad. Yeah. Do you trade on 50Ks? Yep. Yeah. 50Ks are goated. 25Ks are low. I'm telling you though, I have this plan, this theory in my head of if you're a beginner and you're just getting into prop firms, 25K, top one account. I can't trade how I want to trade with 8 micros. Yeah. That is what? It's $1,000 drawdown. Yeah. Yeah, Davis, sadly, I think. 1,500, yeah. We're creating a bullish gap here. we seeing movement? Is it happening? Just VWAP is a wall, though. It's just been a wall all day, too. It is above EMA, but we've been crossing and failing and crossing so many times. RIP. RIP to my trade. Getting bored. I feel as if my trade entry was a bit of a boredom trade. But now that I'm in it, I'm like, ugh, I feel like I wish I wasn't in this. Now I have to watch this shit. I should have just like gotten off. And we've been in drawdown the entire time, so that's always fun. With that point of control moved, I guess now we're trading above it. Exciting stuff. Barcoding is... Are we not in drawdown anymore? Did we get a pop above? Oh, we're back. Okay, what do we got? I'm gonna go get some water and some potentially more coffee. We'll see where this goes. Send me some positive trade vibes if you're watching this. I should probably set a limit order just in case we juice. 7780 is that first profit level for me. 7780. All right, I'll be back. Send me some positive vibes. Once again, I'll mark this out too, just in case I'm not here. Send me some positive vibes. All right, I'll be back. OC wall. True, 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 true. Yeah, if I want this to work, it needs to break and then accept. But we'll see. Broke through this bearish gap though. Just thought I'd mention that. Just thought I'd let everyone know. Broke through this bearish gap. I was in the convenience store yesterday and they already have candy corn and Halloween candy on display. And I said, feels like it's a little too early for that. We can't already be selling candy corn when it's still hot out. Order that in May. Just crazy. It's craziness. $15 chart. If we create this bullish gap off the break of 200 EMA, 15 looks good. Settle. Products in July. Crazy. probably haven't even mentioned this in the Discord. It's a long stream, hitting 3 hours here. This is the 15-minute chart. I just want to see something happen here, right? Some sort of move. Untested bearish gap is where take profit 1 is. This is also the midpoint of our opening range. And then runners are going to hourly highs. There we go, testing that bullish gap we just made on the 15-minute chart. We'll see what this 15-minute candle does. But this is probably my last 15 minutes on stream, and then I am letting this trade run out, and then I'm gonna go eat some lunch, walk the dog. The dog is pacing around. Our loyal mascot needs a walk and maybe some fetch. But yeah, y'all know where I entered, where the stop is. It's what we're running with right now. After this take profit 1, if it gets hit at that 7781 area, that's where stops will go break even, and then runners towards 7798. So that's the layout. Entry 7767.50. Stop is at New York low at 7756.25. Take profit 1, 7781. Take profit 2, 7798. After, if and after take profit 1 is hit, stops will be moved to break even. But that is the layout. We'll see what happens. Ta-da. With so many more people, thanks for everyone for joining in. I assume no one is live streaming anymore except for me. That's why everyone's going over to this stream. Appreciate the gift. Appreciate it. Am I the only one right now streaming? It's called dedication, you guys. It's called dedication. Yeah, you're the only one still on. I'm on TikTok right now looking at everyone's posts. Everyone's just got wrecked in that price action on NQ. I mean, NQ is brutal. I don't think I've ever seen a CPI day this choppy. It's impressive. But we'll see what the heck happens. I'm the only one on. Oh, funny. We have so many, 6 entire people on the stream and a gift. We got a gift. That means we get to show off the mascot. Okay. The mascot is sick and tired of being here trading. He says, why are you trading this choppy price action? He said, why are you doing that? Yeah, he's wondering. We're all wondering the same thing. Camera shy, for sure. Look at that, he's camera shy. He says, I don't want to look. I don't want to see. I don't want. There he is. What's his Lucid affiliate code? I wish. I wish, right? I mean, come on. This dude could pull in so much business. Look at him. Look at that face. Should start emailing them. Get himself a Lucid affiliate code. That's good. That's good. He's definitely sick of being here, though. He's like, dude, it's sunny outside. It's sunny outside and there's squirrels to be chased. He keeps jumping over there and looking out the window. It's like there's so many squirrels out there that are in my yard. How dare they? How dare they? That Enigma Core Trader's also live streaming right now, so shout out to him. We're the only ones left out here. Everyone's got their stories posted though. Everyone's story is just affiliate codes these days. Where's the substance, you know? Where's the substance? Every day, a new affiliate code. Where's the substance? Oh, I can't even go on there. Yeah, because I'm also live streaming. Hopefully that didn't glitch me out. Oh, we're good. Whoops. Hey. There's some life. We're getting some life. $700 likes. Way to go. How long have we been streaming? This is week 2 of streaming. 700 likes. We gained 1 follower. Shout out. 6 people on right now. A gift from TikToker. Way to go. We're climbing up those followers. Listen, you guys, we're on the precipice of greatness here. The precipice of greatness. If this trade works out, it would be absolute insanity. Absolute insanity. Hey! Appreciate the gift. 103. Appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're moving, price is moving. Oh, 101 diamonds, thank you. 2 gifts, appreciate it. Appreciate all the likes too. See if this will juice the market now. But look at that, all those likes coming in. That deserves a mascot sighting. Oh. Can you hear him breathing? He said he's nervous. He's nervous. Meerkat. Look at that. You want to see? said no. No. He said no. He said no. He says no. Missed the pop. I don't trust it though. An untrustworthy pop. It's so low on volume right now. We'll see though. All the likes and gifts coming in, it's going to juice the market into our take profit. Everyone knows that's how the market works, you know. Supply and demand, TikTok, live stream gifts equal take profit secured. I mean, if this trade works out, I mean, it's got to be an all-time hold, right? It's got to be an all-time entry. To when that entry hit, it was like boom, panic, not panic, but like instant buy, hold, patience, unlimited patience, full take profit hits, boom. Think of it. Manifest. Manifest. Ooh, a paper, what was that? Paper airplane thing? A paper crane. Uber Burnett with the paper crane. Uber Burnett. Finding that support out of that 15-minute gap. 15-minute gap created on a break of the 200 EMA. Seen some life out of there. Look at that. Look at that beautiful 5-minute chart. Look at that. Isn't that just great? So many times my live stream is like, are you still alive? It's like, you've been streaming for 3 hours straight. Are you still there? Oh, puppy sighting in the background. Puppy sighting in the background. Let's see continuation candle now. Listen, you guys, right here, this is all you need. Technical analysis of the financial markets, 1,000-page textbook that you'll never read. I got through 30 pages, and I think I read this when I first started trading. I bet you if I read it now, it would make more sense. But I started reading this book when I first started trading, and I didn't know what anything meant. Now I think it would actually be somewhat more interesting to me, because now I actually know all these terms and what's happening and how things work. But original SRJ trades, fresh first year of trading, trying to read a 1,000-page textbook on trading, yeah, good luck. That might be a goal here. That might be a goal, a fall goal. Read some pages. Let's see what chapters might be worth it. Chart construction, concepts of trend, reversal patterns, continuation patterns. Volume and open interest, right there. Chapter 7, that's going to be the one. Volume and open interest. What page does that start at? Volume and open interest as secondary indicators. Interpretation of volume for all markets. Interpretation of open interest in futures. Page 169. King of Gold has a 99% sure signal. The King of Gold? We probably have to listen to him, right? Moving averages. Oscillators, AD line. This is intense. Intense. Pick up your local copy at pick up your copy at your local Barnes and Noble or your local Amazon.com. The complete updated and expanded edition, John J. Murphy's best-selling classic. Best-selling classic. Do they talk about fair value gaps in the book? Do they? Do they? Continuation candle, come on. I know. All right, after this 15-minute candle, I'm for sure going to hop off stream. I've been saying that, though, for the past 30 minutes, and here I am. It's just too much fun. It's too much fun. Let's see how the YouTube stream is doing. We got one viewer on YouTube. Shout out to that one viewer on YouTube. Appreciate it. 16 views on today's stream, though, on YouTube is impressive, I will say. We haven't seen those numbers yet. We've had a lot of views on TikTok for sure. We kind of do every day. You know, people bounce in and out on TikTok, but YouTube, hard views are pricey. So appreciate everyone who joined the YouTube. And you get the full screen on YouTube. You get the full experience. See if it's at the new Amazon online bookstore. Yeah, it's brand new. Grand opening was last week, I heard. Continuation candle. Show me the money. I need to connect my TradeOvate to my trading view so you guys can see that this is an authentic trade. I am 100% in this trade. It's not just a thing on my screen. I am in this trade. And if it hits this TP, it'll say, you'll probably hear it in the background of TradeOvate saying order executed or whatever. Or if I get stopped, it'll say stop filled. But this is authentic. I'm going to connect my TradeOvate to my trading view though. And that way I don't have to sit and mess around with TradeOvate anymore. It's all on one thing. Let me do that add-on right now. Where's that be? Application settings, add-ons. Trading view. Included with TradeOvate prop. Okay, so it's included. So then if we go to trade, do you have to like double click this? We're on. I swear. TradeRates install web and mobile versions. Fees apply. Valid trading view subscription is required. Is enabled. Okay, you will be able to connect your TradingView to your TradeOvate account with your current TradeOvate username and password. Oh. Yeah, birthday money would be so much right now. If we only all bought homes on our first birthday, so our first birthday, if we all invested in real estate when we turned 1, we would all be millionaires right now. Think about it. Somehow we got screwed over in that entire process. Why weren't people buying us homes at 1 year old? That's just not fair. Yeah, your first birthday, you get. When was Bitcoin? 2008. How old? On whatever my birthday in the year of 2008, no one bought me a bunch of Bitcoin. What a shame, you know. That's all I want. All I asked for that birthday was Bitcoin, and no one got it for me. And now look, see, whoever that was, you know, I didn't want the action figure or the new baseball bat. I just wanted Bitcoin, and no one got it for me. That viewer is still on YouTube. All right, see ya, NDZ. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow we'll be past this sideways action. We'll actually get some good trading opportunity. But peace. Don't like that rejection on the 15. Wanted to see continuation. All right. It is now. We've been streaming for 4 hours. We're going to call it here. We're going to call it here. But thanks everyone for joining. Thank you, Uber Burnett, for all the gifts and likes. Appreciate that. That was fun towards the tail end of the stream. Appreciate it. You guys know where this trade lies. You know where the entry is. So 7767.50, 7756.25 stop. Target 1 is at 7781.25, and then our target 2 is 7798 for Asia session. Yeah, no. Break even is also up here, so that's the layout. Photographic memory it. That's what we're doing. We'll be on tomorrow morning, and we can either discuss how this trade absolutely crushed or we took the loss. Appreciate the gift again. Appreciate you, dude. Appreciate you. Yeah, we'll see if this hits, you know. Keep it in mind. But we got our orders placed. We got our limits set. Now we're just going to appreciate it. Thanks for all the gifts too, Uber. Appreciate it. We'll see what happens. So we'll see if this trade, you know, we'll see where it goes. But I'll post the recap later today on whatever happens. So check for that, and then we'll see you guys tomorrow. So appreciate it. See everyone. See you tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Peace. See you, YouTube. Appreciate you joining. Whoever that one viewer is, appreciate it.